Greetings, YouTube. It's Daddy here with a very specially requested drawing tonight. This is going to be a tough one. This is a cartoon tutorial of one of the most famous paintings of all time that 9 out of 10 tourists who go to the Louvre Museum in France are there to see. And this request comes from one of my McNulty friends. So, this one's for you. Her name is Lisa Gerardini, and she was the wife of an Italian merchant. And many of you may know her as Mona. We're going to look at our little introduction. That is correct, by the wonderful Leonardo, not the Ninja Turtle, but the artiste. And we are going to talk about how to make that smile and those eyes and this wonderful masterpiece that we're going to turn into a cartoon, so it's going to get a little wild. Let's get into the creation station right about now. Check it out! Okay, so here we are back in the creation station, and we are going to have like the top of our head. So we're going to have our nose line a little bit above the middle here, and so we really want to make it pretty amazing. We're going to make a slight curve down at the bottom, and nostril over. Okay, and we're really going to try to get this look in the eyes. It's really about the position of the pupils. And so we're going to make this nice. I'm just going to kind of make a smaller bit down below and a little bit looking right of the middle. Okay, and then leave a little bit of space. And similar over here. Maybe a little bit bigger on this one. Alright, a little closer, and that's that eye a little bit off to the right, so it's like, is it looking at you or is it looking away from you? Kind of mysterious. Just this little hint of kind of like a shadow with the eyelash. That gives a little dramatic effect, so to speak. And we have this kind of smile, and it's like barely a smile. So, boom, just kind of a little twist up, teeny bit. And we're gonna have a fairly close kind of chin curve, and it's gonna come out here a little bit, and like right here by the eye. So the hairline's gonna kind of change right about here. We're gonna go up, we're gonna go down, and we're gonna come out. And then we're gonna go a little low with the chin. And then we're gonna come up with the chin and kind of come across. So I feel like I did a pretty good job there. All right, so our hair is gonna kind of go right in the nose is where it's gonna part. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of bring it down like that. And we're gonna get a little, like a slight curl. And you're gonna notice that in the bottom section, it's gonna curl more. Now, I think being a masterpiece, we should take a little bit of time. Some cartoons, we just do a few lines to suggest hair. Let's do a bunch here. Let's just make it real nice and neat. All right, so our hair is gonna come, we're gonna have a little neck here, like that. And our hair is gonna come right about here. And some of it's going to kind of start behind the head, and so this is where you're going to get the little curl. Alright, now over here, we're going to kind of come out a little bit, and then in a little bit, and we're going to go down a little bit lower. So you have this moving line here. Alright, so I'm going to just kind of put them fairly close together, and then towards the bottom, a little more movement. Alright, so a little movement, a little more movement toward the bottom. Movement, a little more movement. and we're stopping a little bit shorter each time. A little more movement. And we'll come right down here, a little more movement, a little more, a little more. All right, so there we go. Then we're gonna move over to the other side, and the hair's gonna kind of come down, and then it's sort of gonna go up again. So we are gonna have hair kind of coming across, and then it's gonna go sort of straight down, a little bit of movement like that. Okay, and then we're gonna do the opposite end, and then we're gonna bring it down, a little movement like that. Okay, so here we're gonna get like a little movement. I'm just gonna kind of start like that, just going across, kind of getting that top section worked in, just like we did on the opposite side. They don't have to be even or match up. Similar. All right, and then we're gonna kind of come down, a little more movement, coming down a little bit lower each time since we're starting on the opposite side. A little more movement, and down, a little more movement, down, a little more movement. All right, like that. That will get one more just kind of coming in, and I'm just going to bring this one down a little bit, add a little curl down to it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get kind of her chest coming across here and cross like this in the front, little line. All right, and then she has kind of like this robe that's going to come out. I'm just going to kind of pick it up back over here. We're going to get a portion of an arm. And that arm has a sleeve. And there's another piece of fabric right here. It's kind of like an overcoat. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the thumb area of a hand. Okay. And then we're going to have a finger, and a finger, a finger, and then a portion of a finger. This is going to be our hand right here, and it's going to be resting across the arm of the opposite hand. And so we're going to have that sleeve kind of start here. What we're doing. I feel like maybe I was covering that up being left-handed and all. And maybe you haven't seen much of that, but there you go. There's our hand down there. And then the other one, we're gonna have coming down one finger, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, right where these two hands meet, we have the robe on the other side coming up, and we have the back portion of it coming down, and then kind of tying down in near the fingers. Okay, and we're going to color the hair in there, so we'll make that all tie in. All right, then we have sort of an arm, and the back end of the arm, coming around like this, and it's kind of the robe coming down, and then a little bit more like that. Okay, so we're going to get into coloring here in a minute. What I'm going to do is just kind of suggest some of the things that are happening in the background. So kind of like this road or wall over here. We're going to kind of keep it simple. And there's like a little path off in the woods. Make that little path just like that, and just kind of make it end. And then some bushes over here, and some bushes over here, maybe a big lake. And we have some greenery kind of coming out, you know, an old style. And then kind of the horizon line of the water, which I imagine is going to go straight across like that. Maybe some greenery in the background, somewhere over here. And then some of the landscape kind of coming in around over here. We're just gonna kind of continue this line on right across the back. All right, we're not gonna focus too much on the background. What I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna go ahead and sign the drawing like so. And now we're gonna get into sort of using some of the color, because I feel like getting some of the color on her is gonna make all the difference in the world. So we're gonna use some oil pastel, and we're not gonna use a whole bunch of different techniques like we did on Cardi B the other night or Ariana Grande. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just start with a tan color in the face. And we're trying to make it look kind of like an old master. So there's gonna be just a lot of faded colors, which is gonna be a cool kind of a different effect. Usually I like to do bright and colorful stuff. This one's gonna be a little bit different. So we're just gonna kind of, you know, follow along the side of the face and just sort of get these colors on here, just like this. And this is our base coat. We're gonna get into the fingers and whatnot, and over here on this hand. Now, there's some dramatic lighting, okay? So I'm gonna get some brown really under here, and right around here, and up here a little bit, and then kind of coming across the side of the face, and up here in the corner of the hairline. And you know what? I'm even just gonna put like a little touch of black, maybe a little bit more down here to suggest shadow. So we're gonna take our finger and we're just gonna start blending the darker portion of colors, all right? And start blending that, you're gonna see it's gonna work into the lighter section, and that's what's gonna create that real sort of dramatic effect there, okay? All right. So here we go. I'm gonna kind of drag this along the edge. We really kind of want that along the edge. And then inside of the face, we can kind of keep it light. So I'm gonna go up here and get it along the edge and then work into the lighter section. All right, just like that, okay? We're gonna have some of the lighter areas. All right, really get that dramatic effect, and the more you play around with it, the more, you know, you're gonna get those details the way you want. Now, in the hair, we're gonna have some red areas, but we're gonna take like red, all right? And we're just gonna kind of put that in there, and we're gonna put a little bit kind of right across here and right across here, and then it's just gonna kind of get darker as it goes throughout. So we're gonna really mix some brown in there, all right? And we're gonna get like a lot of brown, a brownish hair, but then there's some really darker sections of it. So there's little touches of red, and then there's some large sections of dark. The overall color is gonna be a brownish color. It's not really gonna look brown when we're finished, okay? So we got that, and now we're gonna go with a little black, okay? So we're gonna have some in here. We're gonna have some where it's kind of tied together along the face, a little bit where it's behind. We're gonna have a lot up here in the middle, okay? So we're gonna have a lot there. It's gonna make kind of like in the transition part right there. And I'm just gonna put a little bit in here, like that, like that. Okay, so I'm gonna start in the dark section again, all right? And I'm gonna work my way into the lighter areas so the dark really kind of takes over those lighter areas. Smooth into the lighter areas. I'm gonna start in the dark area on this side, smooth into the lighter areas, okay? And really try to bring it down like that. All right, so you're getting that really kind of mixed effect. And if you want to go a little darker in certain spots, you may. Maybe you want to go back in, go over with a little brown. Maybe you're going to put a little more black. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of blend it into what we have, and that's okay. All right, I'm going to get a little more brown in here. Maybe a little touch of black along the edge. All right. A little bit of black goes a long way, so I always start with less, and then I add more as needed. Okay, so I'm ready to stop there. It's gonna be really cool inside of the shirt. I noticed a line we kind of missed, so we're gonna add a little line for a cloak right here, and right here, here, and here. That's gonna make a bit of a difference. All right, so we're gonna just kind of go in with just a little green. Okay, some green here. We're gonna put some green here. All right, we're gonna put green kind of all the way around here. All right, and then something I noticed in the original work, you get some brown over here. All right, I'm just gonna put like a little touch kind of right in there. A little more green. All right, we're gonna do some red. And the red faded, we're gonna mix it with brown. All right, so I think we're gonna blend the red first. That blended like that. So it really just looks like a old deep red, not like a bright red, more brown. Okay, you got that. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix black in with the green. All right, so you can see I'm just sort of going over it. We don't want it to be black, we want it to be this deep, rich, kind of blackish green. Look at that. That is an old looking color. All right, the green in the middle is a little brighter, so maybe you'll try to get a little bit less black in the middle, just because that's sort of where the light's hitting. All right, and there's some black right in here and in here. And then we're gonna have a whole lot along the bottom. You know, it's the lower section of our artwork, much darker. We're gonna get a little black mixed in with the brown here. All right, so you have this deep, rich, dark brownish color. Then we just kind of have this dark color down here. All right, and there is our wonderful color blending. So you can think of like how you want the background to look. You're gonna have a little blue and a little green and some green and red down here, like the red clay of the ground. But I really wanted to focus on my friend Mona Lisa, and thank you to my awesome McNulty buddy. This artwork looks amazing. It was certainly a challenge, and leave some comments and suggestions. I can't wait to see what we're gonna draw next.